y'all just broke up. Well, this is how you parent together apart. We'll message each other way before he's up. So like,
Yeah.
we'll call each other about 6:30 a.m. Like, hey, everything cool, da 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 da. So I can think of 3 things I know that's worked for us parenting apart. Like when we first broke up, the one was like how they like wake up in the morning and like go to school. So if this week he's in my place, we might do this, and if this week he's their place. We didn't really have that discussion until we started to have to say, hey, he's not going to school today. And it's like, well, why? You know, like what's going on? And then I know when we separated, as we had a discussion, we talked about how important it was that we still show family value to the children, if they still have those moments. And that was a big thing, because at first, you know, it was like, you was like, don't be hitting me up. Yeah, like,
I caught up everybody.
So,
but that's not good for the kids.
That was definitely one. So like the routines, and then I guess that segues like family outings.
How did you guys find out that having different routines in 2 different places, was it like, how did you get to the point of understanding that they needed the same routine in both houses?
Shy's behavior, our son's behavior, you could start to see he was a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more all over the place. He really doesn't stay still now, but he was just more into anything he could pick up. He was into it because his sleep schedule was off. Because 1 week he was sleeping this way, 1 week he was sleeping this way, 1 week he was eating this, the next week he was eating this. Like it never. We were trying to balance it out, but we were like, well, we're not in the same household. You got your rules, I got your rules. That still doesn't work. Some of the rules have to be the same. So it's now to the point where, okay, this is his bedtime. This time he's eat. He's gonna get a snack this time. So.
Naps are the only thing.
Naps. He does not take a nap with mommy. He'll take a nap all day with him, but he does not take a nap.
He'll lay in the bed for hours.
3 hours max, and still will not go to sleep.
And I think it's because he does it with me sometimes, but it's like it's cute when you're like, I done took a nap myself, and now you're like, I gotta get up.
And so he still hasn't went to sleep.
Yeah, he went to sleep, but then you'd be like, okay, you can get up. He'd be like, from my nap?
Yeah.
You know, so you ain't even been
He
asleep.
doesn't even take a nap. Shy's morning routine usually, because he goes to school in the morning, even though it is summer, we're getting him up in the morning, getting him breakfast, and we'll let him either like play on his tablet for a little bit, play with some toys for a little bit, or watch some TV. I get his shoes on, the last thing I do. I do that at my house because as soon as you put on his shoes, he's flipping out, where am I going? So I'm waiting to the last minute to put his shoes on, and then we get out the door, we get him to school. That's kind of pretty much the morning routine at my house. My daughter is 13 right now. She has more of a scheduled routine during school. On summer break, I kind of let her be a teenager, so her routine probably is going to bed at like 3 a.m., waking up 2 p.m. I'm just letting her be a teenager and live. But a month before school, I usually stop that though to get her body back, going.
I actually get him dressed while he still sleeps. So I put his clothes on him. His breakfast gets, together, because I'm a person who's going to leave 5 minutes late anyway. So where I've tried, she gets him to school on time. And what actually happened was I got a call from the school, and they was like, hey, Dad, he's got to be here. And it was just like, shoot. So I had to get on the schedule that she had, which was, him actually having a day and starting some of the day before we send him off, to his day.
Because he's gone for 6 hours a day, and it was only, we kept him all the way until he was 18 months. I didn't go anywhere. Grandparents don't take nowhere in 18 months. So it's like, when he leaves us for that long period of day, he's like really missing us. So you have to make sure he has a good morning so he can have a good day.
So the routine in the afternoon is the park, grocery store. Like there has to be a discovery of an activity, an outing, something that you can't just pick him up and take him back home.
He's not having it. He'll have an attitude.
Yeah. So you're either going to stop and get food, or you're going to stop and play. but even that is an area where apart we've had to create some boundaries because no, you're not getting a burger
Every day.
every day. Like you're not getting that every
But we
day.
can go to the park.
So having something planned, and in closing, I would say because he is away from us, so it's like we get him up. We only have him for an hour and a half, and this is for all of you. You have your child about an hour and a half when they wake up. Then they go if they're in school or wherever, you send them away at least 6 to 8 hours a day. Then they come home and you're just getting off work, so you need a break. So what do? You send them outside. You put them in front of the TV. So here it is, 8, 9 o'clock. You start to wind down. You want them to go to bed. So it's like, how much time are you actually spending with your child? And that was important to us. So we put that above our differences, and that's how we co-parent.
So let's talk family outings and how you grew to this point. Like, were family outings easy when you guys first started? Have you always?
They were
done
so
family?
awkward.
I didn't think so.
Shoot,
I mean, I was
so.
with-
That's because who he is. Me, I'm still in my feelings.
So I think there are some things that sometimes in a relationship we don't take in value that were already happening.
Yeah.
So like family outings, that was
Yeah,
we always did family outings. So like when we separated, the idea was for it not to change for the kids. It didn't matter. So like, yeah, there was sometimes it was like, no, I don't want to go eat, but my son is not seeing me with his mother.
Yeah.
And I do it because I don't want him to see that in like that's not how you're gonna treat your mother. That's the one thing I ride or die about. I don't care what our differences are. Like that's your mother, that's who brought you in the world. So I'm gonna put hands, I'm gonna be whoever has disrespected, the mother of my child. So if that happens to be the child, which as of recently, it's like with some of the behavior things, those with the conversations, it's like, nah, you're not finna disrespect this woman, right here. So the family outings he loves because he's like,
yes.
he sees and it could be when we're about to go, it can be when we're first getting there. At any time, it's like you can see the light bulb go off, and he puts his arms out and he goes, family. And he gets his
And
kisses.
he just loves it.
Yeah, and so I'm not gonna lie, like that alone is like enough
Right.
to keep like just working out. Like we may have a disagreement 5 minutes before getting to the restaurant, ready to like, nah, I'm taking my son, like and then he like does that and says, all right, I'm gonna keep communicating with you, cause
Yeah. He really loves all the family outings. Not even just to get food, like we'll go to the park, the beach, like he loves all of that. Bree does too.
How do
Like
you
to see it?
So how do you guys both, or maybe you more so, Nessa, since you said at the beginning it was awkward because you were in your feelings.
Yeah.
How do you manage your feelings and being, because like I can imagine having family outings and this being a feeling of like, oh, this is how it was supposed to be, but it's not like.
I think I've just like suppressed my feelings over the past. So like we were together for so long, and then it went to like, oh, we're not together, but now we're still doing stuff like we're together. So it's like I can easily take my feelings away and put them to the side for a second and think, oh, this is healthy for the kids, they're enjoying themselves, and then worry about me later. Like I can do that very well. Sometimes it's not good.
I'm Mariyo Deon. I'm a father first and foremost, and an artist.
I'm Nessa, I'm a mommy. I'm CEO of 807 Lash. You can follow me at 807 Lash. Thank you.